Hey guys, today I'm just going to be running through a nice, quick, easy video, and that's due to the process being so easy, of how to integrate Blade Wallet into one of your web dApps. So obviously we've covered some Hash Connect material and Hashpack, but Blade is a relatively new wallet. It's aimed at enterprise, so this is their wallet over here. Very kind of nice, very nice interface. It's pretty good. And yeah, we're going to be looking at how you can connect this into your dApps. Of course, this is one of the most important parts in bringing the blockchain or hash graph, in our case, the Hedera Hashgraph, into the real world. People need to be able to interact with the hash graph, and this is what allows them to do it. So I've already got a NextJS app set up, and you can do this in Svelte, which I've already done this. So if you want a video on how to do it with Svelte, put it in the comments. It's even easier than with Next.js, to be fair. So you could probably do this. Anyway, I've got the basic kind of Next.js app set up. Next thing that we're going to need to do is obviously install this module. So let's go ahead and do that. So we install it as you usually would, npm install, and then the name of it. That's going to install over here now. And what we're going to do next is just literally copy what they've got over here. So at the moment, they call the init blade function, they invoke it essentially on the load of the page. We're not going to do that. We're going to have it assigned to a button, but nonetheless, I'm still going to just copy and paste that. And I'm going to now paste it in over here. So this import blade line, obviously this is going to go by where all of our imports are. This is just in the index page. You could potentially make this your own component, a button component. Anyway, like I said, we're not going to be invoking the init blade on load, but this is essentially all we need. So we've got the init blade function. We're not going to be using the mainnet. We're going to be using the testnet. And yeah, so we can then call this function, which is the important one, await blade signer, create session with these parameters. I believe you can also actually do it without calling the parameters like that, and it will still work, but we're going to do it with the parameters. And then we're going to add a button just over here. So this button is going to be just a normal button with an on-click function. And the on-click function is going to be calling our init blade function over there. So this will be connect. Now the page is already running, so there will be an issue which pops up, and if we go over to our page and hit refresh, yes, there we go. We've got an error because unexpected token export. Now this is due to Next.js. So to get around this, you need to use one of the Next Transpile modules. The one which I use is called Next Transpile modules. So install this particular line, and then what we basically want to do is we want to pass in. So we've got the first bracket, the first set of arguments is going to be is requiring the this module which transpiles the code into a correct format. I think ES5, which Next.js can then read, and then this is actually us invoking the function, and we're passing in the Blades Lab module over here. So you can pass in multiple things. That's why it's an array. You can, for example, do blah blah blah, put other things in there. If this error comes up, sometimes it won't come up just because of how it's been built, but obviously this Web3.js module would have been using ES6 syntax because it's new, and why wouldn't you? And that's what's causing the error. So we're transpiling that down into ES5, and then we're saying module exports blah blah blah. So we'll save that. We're probably going to need to, let's double check. Refresh it. Yeah, okay, so we're going to need to close it and restart it. And now it should be working. And you'll find that actually, okay, great, we've done that, but it's still not working. So we go into console and we click connect, and nothing seems to be happening now. That's because and the documentation doesn't mention this actually. So I'm going to reach out to Blade and tell them to add this into their docs. Although, to be fair, it might do. Maybe I'm reading it poorly. Nonetheless, we're currently on an HTTP server. So we need to actually be calling this from an HTTPS environment. So to do that, I'm just going to be using Ngrok. Obviously, you can go down the route of creating your own SSL certificate and doing that, but just because it's a bit easier, and this is how I did it with Hashpack in the past. Now with HashConnect, you don't need to be on an HTTPS server. But we're just going to say, right, so we're running this current dApp from port 3000. So Ngrok HTTP 3000. If you don't know about Ngrok, I will put a link in there in the comment section in the bio. But if you want to know a video directly about Ngrok, then hit the like and drop me a comment as well. So we're going to hit enter on that, and we want to use this particular URL which gets given to us. So this is forwarding on our page onto an HTTP secure environment. If I then paste it in there, voila, just as it loads. Cool. So we've now got it over here, and when we hit connect, there we go. Blade pops up. You're logging into so. We'll approve it. Let's check what happens in the console. If anything's happened, nothing's happened because we haven't called anything. But over here in the code, we can look at so this particular object here. We've got the blade signer.get account ID. So if we console.log this out, I presume we will get the account ID. I haven't actually done too much testing within it. I just got it working just now. But if I go connect, okay, there we go. So this is our oh nice, and they do it in the actual looks like it's in the actual Hashgraph format. So let's quickly go over the Blade documentation, because in my opinion it's really good. They've got basically, it's very simple. It just outlines all of the methods within the Blade signer class. Yeah, it's a class. So we've got all of kind of the functions here. The get account ID returns the account ID, and particularly this sign transaction over here. This sign transaction works for the entire every single transaction. So you can sign any transaction you want using this particular API call. So yeah, it's got all of this stuff. An example of kind of, yeah, you can create a transfer transaction. Again, you need to have the Hashgraph SDK for this, but you can create a transfer transaction and then just call it like that. That will then sign it and submit it. Alternatively, yeah, you can just sign the transaction, which is when you don't execute it. But yeah, I'm going to be doing quite a bit of developing with Blade over the coming weeks, just because of a few projects I'm working on. So yeah, if you guys want more material on this, like I said, just keep hitting the like up, and yeah, have a very good day.